Now, we are a nation of music lovers, and certainly the city of Liverpool has definitely birthed and honed singing talents of many. And one such person is Lucy Starr. Born in East Riding in Yorkshire, she now calls Liverpool her home. And earlier this year, she released her new track, Pull the Rug. So I'm pleased to say that she joins us now in the studio. It is Lucy Starr.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, very well, thank you. You've had a busy weekend, haven't you?
It's been a very busy weekend, yes. So I played at EBGB's last night with my full band.
Great.
And now I'm here today, so it's very musical.
You see, you dream about it, don't you? You think, like, when I'm sort of like, I want to do this, want to do that, always be working. And then when it happens, you think, I'm shattered.
Living this rock and roll lifestyle.
Living the dream. So we just said there, you were born in East Riding in Yorkshire.
Yeah, that's right.
How old were you when you moved to Liverpool? Was it in recent years?
I moved nearly 9 months ago,
Is that
actually.
all?
So it's very, very sort of new, really, to me, Liverpool.
Right.
It feels like a lot longer in the best possible way.
Okay.
In the way that it felt like home very quickly, and the people are amazing, lots of lovely friends, and obviously I just feel so at home being a musician here as well. So yeah, what more could you want really from a city?
Great. Tell me about East Riding.
Do you know, it's a lovely place. I was born in Beverley, actually.
Okay.
Do you know of it?
Yeah.
My family live in North Ferriby, which is a little outside of Hull.
Yeah.
I say I'm from Hull because it's easier to explain to people, really. But
people know their geography. I'm sure they don't know the geography.
Yeah. So it's lovely. It's very rural. It's quite small, and I think I'm more of a city girl, really. So I suit bigger cities personally.
Okay.
But lots of pretty nature, and obviously the Humber Bridge is lovely, and yeah.
So it is a little bit different this side. This side of sort of like the country is right the way across the country, isn't it? Sort of like to come here. So you moved here 9 months ago now. You've been and you played EBGBs last night. You're making a real name for yourself, obviously, with songs out there, and you made a name for yourself as well. But what was it that sort of like? What was that point? Do you remember the point that you thought, yeah, I'm really into like music and I want to sort of like pick up an instrument? Or when was that? Was that a very young age, or was it some?
Yeah, definitely. I think, well, my mum has always been very sort of really good at kind of singing nursery rhymes.
Right, okay.
And we were very into the Disney films growing up as well.
Okay.
So I remember, like, she used to sing to me when I was younger. She used to dry my hair, and I was so shy that I would only sing when the hairdryer was on as a child.
Okay.
And then when she stopped the hairdryer, I stopped singing very abruptly because I was so nervous. But I've just always loved music, and I've always loved to sing. It's just been something that's just been in me, I think. I played guitar. I started learning guitar when I was about 14, and I'm self-taught. And I'd say from the age of 17, I started to take performing very seriously, so very regularly performing on stage at lots of grassroots venues across the north. So I used to live in Sheffield. I went to university there, so I've gigged there quite a lot. I've gigged a lot in Hull, a bit in Doncaster, bit in Leeds, just all over really. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, all the places you've mentioned are really good gigging cities. I lived in Sheffield for a bit myself.
Oh, did you?
And the music scene there has always been very, very good. And Leeds, of course, loads of musicians in Leeds because of the because they're studying up there as well. So you see loads of musicians up there as well in Leeds. So it's great. So you've got a good musical background. I think you've replaced the hairdryer with a noisy band.
Yes.
And so when it comes to your songs, you've mentioned Disney there. I'm pretty sure there may be some influences in there, but who are your sort of like influences, would you say, when it comes to your music nowadays?
Oh gosh, it's so diverse because my original EP, my first EP, is called Bittersweet, and that is very stripped back, just me and the guitar, acoustic, singer-songwriter style. So I'd probably say the likes of Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran, back in the day, bit of Paolo Nutini as well. But I would say my new sound is more leaning into indie rock and alternative. So for that new sound, it's very much Avril Lavigne, Paramore, just really sort of like I'd say those two definitely as my main inspirations for this new sound. But it comes from all over really. I mean, there's not, I'd say I like all genres really to a set apart from maybe the extreme ends of both.
Understand spectrum. That, but a bit more of a harder edge to your stuff these days, sort of like so you recently released, didn't you, Pull the Rug?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
So what's that about then?
Going straight in with
straight in. What's that all about?
Well, this was actually written. So I actually wrote this a couple of years ago, and it was after a breakup where it ended quite unexpectedly, and it's really just playing on the saying having the rug pulled out from underneath you. So just kind of being blindsided by things abruptly ending, and just the kind of all the emotions that follow that. So, you know, a whole range of emotions, like obviously sadness, anger, nostalgia. It does get a little bit angry. There is quite a lot of sass there as well. But I think also it's quite an empowering song because there's elements of where there's a glimmer of hope and you're sort of looking into the future and you're imagining yourself looking back and thinking, actually, you know, I'm okay, I'm going to be fine and I don't feel sad about this anymore and I'm going to be okay. It gets sassier towards the end, I would say.
Yeah, right, okay.
But, yeah.
That's right. So song-wise then, sort of like when you came to writing this, obviously the lyrics would come from the story that you've just told, sort of an experience that you had. Did you already have sort of like the idea for the melody or the chord structure before that?
It's an interesting question because it's not really ever a consistent process for me. So sometimes I'll get an idea, like a random melody will pop into my head and I'll instantly pull my phone out on the voice memos app and I'll just say, even if I'm just going, da, 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 you know, I'll just record it so it's there. Sometimes if I've gone through, you know, a difficult experience and I feel like I need to kind of write down how I'm feeling or what I want to say to that person, I'll do that in my voice, in my notes app on my phone. So sometimes if I want to start with a particular message, I'll start with the lyrics and then I'll strum some chords on the guitar and find the melody from there and make the lyrics fit. But sometimes it's just a melody comes in and then I sort of put the words to it. But I like to kind of start with the story. So I try to sort of start with the lyrics first. But they seem to come together quickly, which is good. They marry up.
Well, that's what makes you a good songwriter, you see. Sort of like how that sort of like the image of the story matches up with the sort of like how the structure of the song or the chords and the melody actually work. So you got a very nice looking guitar there, an Epiphone Les Paul, and a really nice guitar. And you're going to play the song live for us, aren't you?
Yes, I will do. Yes. So
Pull the Rug live in the studio. Take it away, Lucy Starr.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sometimes I ask myself, how can someone switch up just like that and pull the rug like that? Now that I'm looking back, how can you treat somebody like that? Fading into black, I see it clearly. It's not a mystery, because you pull the rug out from under me. You pull the rug out from under me. You can never be the one for me. You can never be the one for me. Yes, it gets cold at times. Was any of it real or tasted lies? Such a dark surprise. But the pain will disappear, then all I feel is pity for you. You haven't got a clue. I see it clearly. It's not a mystery, because you pull the rug out from under me. You pull the rug out from under me.
Fabulous, with a live version of Pull the Rug. That is Lucy Starr. What a fantastic song.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's great. And, it's you're a great storyteller as well. You can tell that. We were talking about how you came up with your songs and the ideas behind that as well, and how that marries up with how your style as well. You can definitely hear the Avril Lavigne in there. You can definitely hear that. You can the style in there. Absolutely amazing. So, where are you playing next? You EBGB's last night. Where you be playing next?
So on the, I believe it's the 26th of May, we're playing at the Cavern Pub. And then the week after... we're playing on June the 1st. We're playing on the Cavern Club. So that's actually part of International Pop Overthrow Festival.
Great.
Which is... so when it's in Liverpool, it takes place at those two venues.
Sure.
It does happen in a few different cities actually in the world. So very excitingly actually, so my full band, we're called Lucy Starr and the Fusion.
Right.
And there's 4 of us in total. So basically, we've got a few gigs lined up. We did actually get asked to play in Stockholm in Sweden, so that's actually as part of the festival as well, but just taking place in that city. So in June, myself and my bass player currently are flying out to Sweden to play this.
You can't get any better than it, can you? Really, living the dream. Definitely living the dream there.
Yeah.
So how do we keep track of what you're doing? What's the best socials to find you? Or what do we do to find you on social?
So individually, I am at Lucy Starr Music with 2 R's for the Star, and I am on all social media. So I'm most active on Instagram, I would say, but I do post on Facebook as well, and I do have a TikTok as well. The band page is Lucy Starr and the Fusion, and currently we just have an Instagram account.
Okay.
So yeah, if you go on my Instagram or the band Instagram, there's all the dates there, all the gig posters there.
Great.
So yeah, all the details.
Great, that's what we wanted to hear.
Yeah.
So have fun in Sweden.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm sure you will. And it'd be great as well, sort of like, obviously people can look on your socials for when you're playing the Cavern Pub and the Cavern itself as well. You're in the back room in the Cavern?
Yes, I believe so. It's the back room, yeah.
It's really good. It's a good venue. It's a great venue. So I'm sure you'll have a great time. Fabulous song there. Pull the Rug as well, live in the studio. I always love hearing musicians play live, and you are definitely no exception to that. So thank you so much, Lucy Starr with 2 R's.
Thank you, yes.
There we go.
Thank you for having me.
So much. Thank you.